Hello and welcome to Nintendo World Report at Night. I'm Donald Terriel, news editor at NintendoWorldReport.com, and I was originally listed as doubtful on the injury report, so the fact that you're getting me tonight is kind of cool.
Well, you don't. You said that you were The Walking Dead. You actually sound okay right now.
Little worse than usual, but I'd like to thank generic brand acetaminophen tablets for getting me through this show. And those voices that are laughing at my pain are Neal Ronahan.
Hi. Sorry. I was just about to type in the chat. We are live. So that's how you can know if you're behind. I just posted that. But hi everybody. I guess I'll start this off with all I can say about this. Just Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard. That's all I can say about it. Stay tuned in the future for more coverage of those games.
Yes, we'll see that next week in gaming magazines.
Yes.
And the other voice there from the great state of Alaska, that place that called an emergency caucus today, Zach Miller.
The sickness continues.
You know what's funny? So did anybody get Mini Mario from our panel here, or even listeners chime in if you got the Mini Mario Amiibo challenge or whatever that game is called?
What does that mean?
So, come on, Zach. So you know that company NST that Nintendo owns that just makes these Mario versus Donkey Kong mini games. There was
one
one
Amiibo game, don't they?
Yeah. And if you bought an Amiibo as of Friday at Amazon, Best Buy, or GameStop, you would get a code for the game on, I believe, Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I went out on Friday during my lunch break. I stubbornly did not get like Roy or Ryu or anything, and I couldn't find Roy, and that was really the only one that I wanted. I held a Ryu in my hand and was like, do I really want to pay $13 to get a game that I don't even really want to play that badly? That could just be free in a month. And I walked out without buying an Amiibo, which was probably like the strongest act of defiance I've done in a very long time.
Now, the only reason I got this is because Fred Meyer, the weekend these came out, Fred Meyer was doing a buy two, get one free. So I got this guy and Famicom Rob, God help us all, and my free one was Ganondorf, because that's the only one they had in the store that I didn't have. And Ganondorf kind of actually blows as an amiibo, but
I mean, I get more use out of those Zelda ones than anything else.
Oh, really?
I mean, we'll talk about it when we get to like games we're playing and stuff. But like Hyrule Warriors Legends, like I'm using my Zelda amiibo for that. I could use them for Twilight Princess HD.
Well, friend of the show, Travis Brody, is sending me a NES. No, I mean a Lucas.
You know that you can get a Lucas. You can get a Lucas on Amazon for like $7.
What? Well, he's only charging me shipping, so it's almost free.
I mean, that's totally fine. That's also part of my reason for holding out on buying Ryu, is that it seems like he's pretty easy to find. So I'll just wait until on those like the Amiibo deals pages that I follow on Twitter to just be like, yo, Ryu's $8 on Amazon, and then I'll just get it then. Because that's what Lucas, I made sure to go out the day it came out, go and get it. I was so excited. And
he's
then,
super common, though.
And a month and a half later, it was just like, he's $6 on Amazon. I'm like, okay.
Or you could wait till PAX East, when vendors will be selling these things for like $40.
Yeah, but you know what would have been a fun comparison to make? From PAX East last year, how much Amiibo we're selling for, to this year, where it's like, we're probably going to walk in the expo hall at PAX East, and someone's just going to be like, yo, here's an Amiibo.
These.
Yeah, we don't want these.
They'll be in the goodie bag.
Yeah. But yeah, because I think last year a lot of them were going for like $40 a pop.
There were a few that were 70, I remember.
Yeah, I think like Rosalina was a hot ticket.
Yeah, those were the unicorn amiibos, right? The ones that are really still have a memory printed, and that was even before Lucina and Robin.
Yeah.
Right.
And Marth, I mean Marth's very easy to find now, or at least relatively easy. Because there was a reprinting back in the fall.
Yeah. I have a Roy in the next room, but I forgot to bring him with me tonight.
Yeah, that's the one, and I just realized like I probably should have just like gotten Roy off of Amazon or something last week, but I'm not. It's the kind of thing that like, do I want a Roy? Yes, I would very much like a Roy amiibo, but I'm not I'm not worried because it
But isn't
seems
Roy
like
a GameStop exclusive?
I don't think so.
I thought
Uh,
he was.
Was he?
I ended up getting him from EB Games here, but he's not
Oh,
exclusive in Canada. I think it's a US only thing that he's
Okay.
exclusive to.
well, it's Fire Emblem, so I don't give a shit.
I like Roy. Roy's my boy. That's what so fun site thing for people who pay attention to Nintendo Report and all of our podcasts. Adam Abu Nasser, who he's been doing a lot of time on connectivity lately. If you listen to that fine podcast show, he's from Nebraska. He was nearby, and he came to my house last weekend.
Right.
And he barreled into the place and was just like, I need to play you in Smash Brothers. And I was like, I'm not really that good. I don't like. I turned it on to download. Like, I downloaded the Bayonetta and Corrin update, and I hadn't played my Wii U version of the game. like I played it. I messed around with him on 3DS. Was like, that's cool. So he's coming in all cocky. I forget who he played as, but I played as Roy.
He probably played as Link.
And we played. Yeah, no. I think he was Link. Yeah, because he was throwing bombs and the stupid boomerang at
What he
me.
does.
So it was like he's like, all right, we got to do no items, and then he picked the temple as the stage.
Oh,
To
God.
which I was just like, you son of a bitch.
You're fired.
And then I beat him. And it wasn't. It was close. Like, I mean, we were both down to one life, but the way that he died was basically like the stage killed him, which was beautiful because I like immediately I was just like, can we restart? Like, the stage is terrible for 1v1.
Well, instant karma will get you, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So as we temporarily shift over to being the son of the square root of the newscast, there was a couple of stories that happened this week as it pertains to possibly transitioning to consoles. One of which we're actually going to talk about, which is the rumor out of Nikkei that Nintendo was intending to stop Wii U production, quote, by the end of the year. Now, they seem to clarify that it was the end of the calendar year, but Nintendo would later issue a statement saying that it would be the end of the fiscal year at minimum, and then possibly longer than that. So, what can we read into that?
I would be surprised if Nintendo's still making Wii U's this time next year.
Me too.
That's where I'm at. Like, and I think that there is an extent that I think you need to take the Nikkei stuff with a little bit of a grain of salt. Yes, there are countless examples where the Nikkei was right on the money, and of course Nintendo's not going to admit that, like, yeah, we're totally done with the Wii U in a couple months, guys. Just
Don't buy anymore.
Don't buy the Star Fox. Fuck it. Like, we're done. But I think that there is some merit in what the Nikkei is reporting. I mean, it might not be, and even what Nikkei was saying was it wasn't like the Wii U is going to stop production right now. It was just before the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So and that seems really likely. Like, I think. I guess like it's not an ironclad deal that the NX is going to be 2016, but I would say, like, if you were to be like, what's your percentage feeling that the NX is going to be released in 2016? I'd say like 95, 98. Like I'm very confident it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
With that in mind, like, you're not going to lug the Wii U around for longer than you have to.
No.
This isn't the Wii. This isn't the 360. This isn't the PS3. Like, those were all consoles that had success at some point in their lifespans. The Wii U has never really had success in its lifespan.
Well, I saw a tweet. I forget who it was from, but they were saying that the Wii's worst month was better than the Wii U's best month.
Yes, that's true. That was
That's depressing.
I forget. I think I might have retweeted that.
That was you.
It's from someone. I need to look up his Twitter account because I
think
found is ZHugeX or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's been a very fun person to follow because he posts a lot of charts. Seems to have a lot of good insight on analytics and sales in regards to video games. Yeah. ZHugeX on Twitter.
He's also a fine source of very funny charts and Koei Tecmo fanboyism.
Yes.
Ooh.
But yeah, he did post something about how pretty much, well, I guess when they were both like the active main console, because I think when I retweeted that, he followed up to me saying that, like, Yeah, like I mean, like the Wii in 2013 sold really bad. Let's
Right.
not
Yeah.
let's not bury the lead there.
But because I mean, if Nintendo is discontinuing production of the Wii U, let's say in December of this year, they could theoretically go all of 2017 and still be selling those Wii U's. I
Yeah,
mean,
we don't know how many Wii U's are sitting around at a warehouse somewhere.
yeah, and they
Hmm.
they made a bunch of those things in 2013. And I think they really ramped down production the next year because the things weren't selling. So they basically what they were selling was stuff they had made a year before. If
Right.
they had to do
Yeah.
a really long update at that point, that's probably why.
Someone in the chat, RK2059342, said, wasn't Nikkei the first source to confirm the existence of the DS Lite? And I'm pretty sure, yes. I think that might have also confirmed the existence of the 3DS XL, which Nintendo vehemently
Oh,
denied, and then it was
right.
announced a month later.
Yeah,
I think they might have also had something related to the DSi. There's been, but I also know that there's been a couple that like it didn't come true. That doesn't mean there wasn't merit there, but
Right.
that's why like there is probably discussion at Nintendo about stopping Wii U production by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like
and,
I think that much is certain.
yeah, and I jokingly referred to Nikkei as Nintendo's house organ, sort of like the Wall Street Journal is for Apple
Yeah.
in the tweet for it. But the the Australian Nintendo site Vooks, I've referred to them in the past for a lot of things, and they went through Nikkei's history with Nintendo predictions, and they found them to be about 50-50.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
So they have a history. I could see it as Nintendo floating a trial balloon saying, let's see how the market reacts. They didn't seem to care. So who knows?
Market said, "Oh yeah, well that makes sense."
Yeah, this is all very logical, guys. Do we want to give any airtime to that ridiculous NX leak?
Other than the fact that,
No,
well,
stupid.
we were right a day before everybody else realized it.
I don't have a cat in the room. But no, I mean I think that's a lesson to reiterate that one, people will go to enormous lengths to try to fool you.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think to that Rayman leak for Smash Brothers, or
Right.
the fake leak there, and that was one that like I was just like, I guess this is real, and then the dude was like, joke. But yeah, I mean, just at this point, I would be very hesitant about any images that crop up about an NX controller or a system or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And we're probably like a month away from finding out some information about it. I think almost exactly.
We
I
keep
think
saying that.
Well, no, I mean that's
One of
because
these days it's going to be true, but
yeah, there's an investor briefing at the end of April.
oh okay.
So that'll be the year in review year going forward, where they'll set their projections for 2016. From I guess April 1st to March 31st next year.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, at least we'll know. I think that by the end of next month, we will know for sure if the NX is coming out in 2016, because at the very least, it'll be something. And I think they did this with the Wii U, where they'll just be like, we're not gonna like we will have a projection for this when we announce it. And if they say that, then that's going to be true. And also, there is, I know Donald, you noticed this, that I think with the last investor briefing, that Kimishima basically said that the NX is going to be out by the end of this fiscal year.
Yeah, they basically said
Or
that
next one.
it's going to have an impact on their 2017 fiscal year, which starts on next Friday and goes through March 31st.
Ah.
So that's sort of the drop dead day. The question is, how are they going to stick it into the holiday quarter, or are they going to do a first quarter release like they did with the 3DS?
Right.
I think that'd be dumb. I think you have to release it this holiday season.
Yeah.
And I guess I think we've all learned here that 3D printers are the best or worst thing to ever happen to Nintendo fakes, or any fakes for that matter. All right, but let's talk some games here, because a few things came out this week. I know, Neal, you reviewed Hyrule Warriors Legends for us, which came out on Friday or Thursday if you're in Europe or Australia.
Dude, Hyrule Warriors Legends is the shit. It's like
I haven't even beaten Hyrule Legends normal yet.
but do you play your 3DS more?
Oh yeah.
That
Don't we
maybe,
all?
dude, maybe think about getting it for 3DS because
Uh,
I loved Hyrule Warriors. Actually, I did kind of look at my review, and I didn't use that as like a complete metric for rating the review for the 3DS game, but I did purposefully give them the same score. Like that was not a coincidence. That was something that I looked at. I'm like, no, this feels right because I think that while I prefer the 3DS version, at the end of the day, I think a lot of that has to do with that I play the 3DS way more than the Wii U. And I
Yeah.
think if you're in a similar position as me, where you're way more of a portable gamer at this point, then that 3DS version is incredible. Because I reviewed Hyrule Warriors, I barely touched it after I finished the review. Like I, beat the campaign, did a whole bunch of stuff in that adventure map, and I always said like, oh, a rainy day I'm gonna play the DLC. Never happened.
hmm.
I finished the review for Hyrule Warriors Legends this week after having to. We got the review copy on the later side, so I had to binge on it hardcore. Got through all that, and I've been joyously bouncing around the adventure map, leveling up my characters, getting new weapons, like completing their skill trees and everything. Like I adore this game, and I love playing it on my handheld. That being said, there are some issues. It doesn't run the best. It runs like garbage on the
Kind
3DS
of looks
and
bad.
2DS, but it runs smoothly. Like it
Okay.
really doesn't look great. You're right, but if it looked better than that, then it would run like even more garbage.
Yeah.
But and
All
I,
your DLC transfers over, right? How does
well,
that work?
all of the DLC is built into the game. So on the
What?
3DS version, well, it's not like you still have to like go through the adventure map. Like the adventure map is kind of reconfigured to include more.
Oh.
So that's how you unlock. They have what were some of the DLC characters? Like
Midna.
yeah, like that's all like they're in later adventure maps because you like I think there's 3 in the game. I haven't gotten through all of them yet. But like you have the new characters, you've got the Wind Waker characters, you've got Skull Kid, and then you have the DLC characters are in there as well. Not necessarily all the DLC content,
Mm-hmm.
but all of the characters and the weapons and stuff are present
That's all I
in,
care
in the
about.
3DS version out of the gate. I did plunk down for the DLC, the season pass, but just 3DS only because I don't think I'm ever going to play the Wii U version again.
Yeah, I might never either.
Yeah, I'm getting my copy of the game probably Tuesday, so I still have to decide whether I'm going to pony up for the season pass just on 3DS or both. Although it is nice that like I can play as Linkle on the Wii U if I choose to.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, when you buy the 3DS version, there's a code that then you can play as all those characters on Wii U.
Oh.
But
Might
I
have
mean,
Game.
it's not it's one of those games like it's kind of like Project Cross Zone 2, where if you were to be like, hey man, be really like be honest and critical about this game, I'd be like, well, it's got that issue, it's got this issue. But if you were to just be like, well, did you love it? I'm like, oh, I loved it so much. Like it still has issues, but I still enjoyed the crap out of. I'm enjoying the crap out of Hyrule Warriors Legends. I can't wait to have the time to finally wrap up Project Cross Zone 2. And like those are games that are not the best games, but I don't really care. I guess like maybe really dumb crossover shit is my favorite genre right now. I don't know.
I just beat Cross Zone 2's second round. It took, I think my final tally is like 78 hours.
For 2 runs or 1?
2 runs.
Okay.
Because the second run goes so much faster.
Yeah, now that I'm out of the review woods with Pokken, I think I got to dive into that, but I'm still knee deep in Fire Emblem.
Oh.
So how have you been liking Fire Emblem?
Well, I'm enjoying Birthright, and I switched over to Conquest just so I could get that started because it apparently takes much longer. And it's really hard to come up with a reason to go to Conquest aside from, hey, one of the Hoshidan princesses is an asshole.
Yeah, that guy is an asshole.
Yeah. There is apparently there is a reason for that, as I've learned in Birthright, but yeah,
there is. He's still kind of a prick.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. But I think that's something I'm going to slow play that throughout the year because I have all three versions of it now.
Yeah.
So I got to get into that. I think honestly though, there's something that came out this week that sort of distracted me from that because my boycott of new 3DS Super Nintendo games lasted exactly one release week because
Same
Earthbound came out.
here.
Yeah,
You got Donkey Kong Country, didn't you, Zach?
Yeah, I now have every version of Donkey Kong Country that's ever come out.
Well, you're a sucker. Now, Donald, talk about the
I
good game
am.
that came out this past week.
yeah. I mean, Earthbound. I'm not going to say it's the best game of all time, but it's my favorite game of all time. If that makes any sense. Like
Yes.
I know there are some pretty bad flaws with that game. Most
Well, I
notably the
mean,
fact that the RNG hates you sometimes.
it's like I was saying with Hyrule Warriors Legends and Project Cross Zone 2. Those aren't the best games I've ever played, but I am enjoying them so much. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the difference between like a really good movie and like one that just makes you smile and laugh. Like,
Yeah.
I recognize that Primal Rage is garbage, but I love it to death.
yeah,
Yeah. And with this being the first time I've tried them on 3DS with the Pixel Perfect mode, I don't mind the stretching of it when not using that mode, but I can certainly see the appeal of it because yeah, it is a little bit stretchy when you're playing it on the handheld.
Hmm.
speaking of which, I need to go buy Earthbound on 3DS.
Warning, it's got premium pricing by the way.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Yeah,
When I bought the season pass for Hyrule Warriors, I deliberately put more money on it so I could go buy Earthbound.
yeah, $14, which honestly I've said in the
What?
past that I would have
Oh
paid.
well, no, it's only 10. It's only 10 in
Oh,
America.
well,
We're
It's
not
14.
weird like Canada.
Yeah, but I have said in the past that I would have paid like full retail for a copy of Earthbound portably, and now that I have that, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty much set for this thing.
Earthbound portably is the only way I'll actually play through that game, but I'm still not super motivated to do so.
Yeah.
I think I described it when I was trying to play it on Wii U. I described the first several hours of that game as a roguelike because you die all the fucking time
Well,
from
only if you suck.
snakes and dogs.
There's definitely some grinding needed.
And
I
Ness
think.
misses 75% of the time.
Yeah, RNG's a bitch.
Yeah, they had a really bad run with RNG in like the mid '90s. I mean, Pokemon Red and Blue were the same way.
Yeah,
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get
I
any
do.
more.
I do like when RNG just goes in my favor. And when I was playing Pokemon Yellow, because there would be times where I'm like, I'm totally gonna lose, and then the other Pokemon like missed like 4 times in a row, I'd win. And I was like, that feels wrong, but I'll take the victory.
Yeah. But speaking of games that have also gone to a new form factor this week, Zach, I know you've been itching to talk about Shantae Risky's Revenge, Director's Cut.
Director's cut. First, I want to say that the more times I purchase and play through Donkey Kong Country, the less I like it.
You know what's kind of funny is that because once again the whole we'll play more of anything on 3DS at this point. I've been tempted to go and buy the SNES 3DS Virtual Console version because I think I don't hate those games. Like the music's so good.
Yeah, the
It's
music
like
kind of
was
is what saves it.
Yeah, I was listening to the Retronauts episode where they're talking about Nobu Uematsu's
Uematsu, yeah.
He's Final Fantasy composer. And I was realizing with those games that I was like, oh man, like I want to replay all of these, and I'm like, now I can just go boot up Theater Rhythm and I'll be fine. Because and I realized that like part of the reason why I love Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy so much is because when I have the urge to play a Final Fantasy game, I can just play that and it's totally satiated. Which to me like made me think about how like for some games, and I think Donkey Kong Country is also one of them.
And two.
That the music is so good that even if I think that Donkey Kong Country is a very overrated platformer, I still have an affinity to it because the music is so damn good.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of how music can make up for a game that has a lot of flaws.
That's true. But on the Risky's Revenge front, so Risky's Revenge, actually, the second time it was released after DSi was on iOS, and it came to iOS with a new warp system. And then that was in like 2011. It was a year after the DSi. And then several years later, they ported it to Windows with a new costume, like a new game mode. You have to beat the game first, but you open up a new game
Like
mode.
the magic.
Magic. You get her costume from Pirate's Curse, the Space Leia costume from Pirate's Curse, and she has more magic, but she has less defense. And then they just started porting that. I have it on PS4, but I haven't really played through it because it was on a flash sale. But now it's on Wii U, and it's a much better game than the DSi game. And the DSi game would be that much better game, but the warp system is so broken in the DSiWare version.
I remember you can listen to the old newscast game
virtually
club for that
useless.
game, where it's like, because we also did one for that Blaster Master WiiWare game.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing with that and Shantae. We were so happy about it in the first segment, and the second one we were just kind of like, oh, every issue just cropped up.
Yeah. The first game's warp system, the first version of the warp system is so broken you just don't use it. But this warp system, every warp tower can take you to any other warp tower.
Oh, that's
Thank
great.
God, which is how it should have worked the first time. So I'm probably, I just beat the last dungeon, so I'll be beating the game probably tonight. Maybe close to 100%. I'm going to try and 100% it. And then I'm going to unlock the magic mode, and we'll see what that's like. But if you've been putting off Risky's Revenge, or you just haven't been aware of it, it's a good game now. The director's cut is a good game.
Yeah.
It's not to say that the DSiWare game was a bad game, because it was a good game, but it just had one really horrible system.
It was an okay game.
It's an okay game.
I think Pirate's Curse is incredible.
Pirate's Curse is a much better game.
Is Half-Genie Hero going to come out sometime this decade? I haven't been keeping up anymore. I kickstarted that.
They don't even send out updates as much as they used to.
Yeah. Like,
their updates are kind of like, oh, and Risky's Revenge comes out on Wii U today.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. How's Half-Genie Hero going?
I have to admit I've bought Pirate's Curse, both versions, and the original on Virtual Console, but I've never bought Risky's Revenge, and I haven't played any of them.
Oh wow!
I don't really care much for the original game.
The GBC game.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of game that, like, if I played back when, like, the Game Boy Color was still alive, like I would have been amazed. But now I'm just like, eh.
The original Shantae has the same difficulty curve that Kid Icarus does.
Yep.
Super hard, and then it gets so much easier.
But I love Pirate's Curse. Pirate's Curse
is incredible.
Game.
I also want to say real quick that it looks great on the gamepad, not great on a huge TV. Just like Pirate's Curse.
Go figure.
All right, what's the breaking news?
Breaking news, they're having the Hyrule Warriors Legends panel at WonderCon, and they've announced who one of the DLC characters is going to be. Marin from Link's Awakening.
Okay, that was on my short list.
Now, the question is, are you going to turn into a seagull?
Or a rooster. Maybe she'll have
dude,
rooster.
That's so awesome.
Now I kind of want to get
so awesome. That was like my pick from Link's Awakening.
She'll be able to, like, summon the Windfish, right? As her super attack.
I mean,
unless the Windfish is a playable character, because let's
Windfish is a giant whale, Neil.
Yeah, because it's two characters.
The King of Hyrule turns into a fucking boat, Zach.
Yeah, there's two characters from the Link Between Worlds pack, and then I think Marin is your representative for Link's Awakening, and then they have one from the DS games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so. Well, okay. Let's briefly sojourn. So now we know Marin's going to be the Link's Awakening DLC character. So that means we got Phantom Hourglass Spirit Tracks. Who do we think would be from there?
A Phantom.
Lineback.
Lineback.
Oh,
like,
lineback. Yes, of course.
That's like the only. To me, that's the only answer. Unless they go like, I don't know. I've been wanting to try Phantom Hourglass again because I think I might like it more now.
Mm-mm.
But Spirit Tracks was very fun. I mean, Spirit Tracks, I think it's lineback or it's like train conductor Link. Like that'd be dumb.
That would be dumb.
I just want to be able to suplex a train in that game, which honestly it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, they could have like the demon train be like a boss monster. That'd be pretty great.
Isn't lineback in the Spirit Tracks? Not Spirit Tracks. Yeah, Spirit Tracks stage in Smash. Isn't he? Isn't he driving the train?
Or is that I forget the character's name.
Okay.
There is like I know in Spirit Tracks because it takes place after Phantom Hourglass that like there's a joke in there about how it's just like I look exactly like my great grandpa or something.
Right.
But I think that was another one of the pirates.
Okay.
And then like linebacker, I don't know. I played Spirit Tracks 7 years ago, so my memory on Spirit Tracks isn't the greatest. Okay, so yeah, probably lineback will be the Phantom Hourglass Spirit Tracks representative. Then there's 2 for Link Between Worlds.
Obviously, the
Ravio,
Ravio.
Ravio, totally. But who else? Like, would Hilda? Would it be Hilda? Like,
yeah.
Would you do Yuga?
No.
I think Hilda would probably be the best one, especially considering how that game ends.
Yeah. I mean, I think Hilda and Ravio might be the 2 top picks from Link Between Worlds. But then again, like they've done stupider things, but I can't think of what the stupider thing from Link Between Worlds would be.
There just aren't a lot of characters in that.
Unless it's like Paper Link.
Oh.
That'd be kind of great. You know, it's an awesome game, Link Between Worlds.
Yes.
All right.
That's what. And if we go back to a couple episodes where we had like my mental breakdown about Zelda Wii U,
about Zelda Wii U.
Thinking about playing Hyrule Warriors Legends, thinking about like stuff like how good Link Between Worlds is. Like I'm back on just like there's no way it can be bad. So stay tuned next month when I'm crying and being like, it's terrible.
You're giving us the emotional bends here, Neal.
Yeah, but right now, I'm for anyone who cares, I'm all go for Zelda Wii U. I can't wait, or Zelda NX, whatever it's going to be. And actually, speaking of that, I had my high watermark on Miitomo so much that I don't think I've touched it since I noticed this happen. So last week was my birthday, and I was drinking, so a little tipsy, showing someone Miitomo. And I'm just like, yeah, and when I was drinking and checking Miitomo, Eiji Aonuma accepted my friend request.
Oh my god.
So of course then I immediately went to his profile and was just like, I'm gonna answer questions for you, man. And one of them was like, what do you think I'm doing right now? I think it was, what do you think I'm doing right now? And I was just like, working on Zelda for Wii U. And then he gave me a heart. So, I think Zelda's still coming to Wii U. I don't think it's getting moved over to X.
That's funny.
My source, Miitomo. But yeah, I haven't touched Miitomo in like 6 days since that happened.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like, you know what? I can't really top this. I'll just wait for English.
Let's
Come out of America.
Let's get a cat on that and see if we can. All right.
Isn't Miitomo like not making them any money at all?
I mean, but I don't think that's the point of Miitomo. I think the point of Miitomo is to get users and introduce people to the idea of Nintendo as a mobile developer.
Gotcha.
I know that there's like the microtransactions in Miitomo, while nefarious, and if someone were to get into it, would probably make Nintendo a lot of money. But right now, I don't think they have a lot of compelling content to attract people, and that honestly might be part of the reason why it's quote unquote delayed for outside of Japan.
Yeah.
The only thing with that, I don't think this is on the agenda at all, but it's definitely relevant to Nintendo right now. The release date of March 2016 was removed from the Miitomo pages in North America and Europe.
Right.
And also, we only have 5 days left to see if it comes out.
I mean, the App Store for Apple tends to update on Thursdays most heavily, so March 31st. But
Yeah.
they've also
Very
got
happy.
but they've also got a pretty big update in the works for it, so they may want to hold off on launching it outside of Japan until that update is live, so they can roll it in.
But and I feel like this might be. I mean, just thinking about it from the monetization perspective, in that, while there are a lot of hooks in there for people to spend money if they so choose, that hasn't really happened. And I think part of that is like, at least for me, like I go into it and okay, I'll occasionally like buy like a cool pair of shoes or something, or like maybe I want to get a new hat. But there hasn't really been a lot of like Nintendo crap for me to get. And if there were Nintendo crap for me to get, I'd probably go nuts. I might even consider spending money on the dumb thing. I did it with the stupid Badge Arcade. But I think that might be part of it, and there might be some aspect of that is that maybe Nintendo's disappointed that they're like, okay, yeah, we're getting all these downloads, but like, what do we have to do? What do we have to give or offer for these people in order to get them to become whales? And maybe the answer to that is like a Samus outfit.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they're holding it back, so that way they can launch it.
Given the chibi look of the Tomo characters, look out.
Yeah, just use the assets from Federation Force.
And the sad thing is, Federation Force would probably still make more money. All right, but yeah, last thing here. Let's again, because there's a lot of rumors and hearsay this week, but not a lot of actual Nintendo news. And I know that Neal and Zach have both seen a certain movie that came out this week and have wildly different opinions on it.
I don't know if they're wildly different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're way more vitriolic about it.
My opinion is it's a garbage movie that's garbage.
I think it's a hot mess.
The Doomsday fight was cool, but it went on about twice as long as it should have.
If you don't want Batman v Superman spoiled, then leave.
Yeah, that's true.
And never come back, or at least for this episode.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Okay, go.
All right, so yeah, Batman v Superman spoiler chat. Spoiler warning. No go. Yeah, no, the Doomsday fight was rad as shit. I loved Wonder Woman in it. I really liked Affleck as Batman. I thought he was fantastic. And the whole like Batman killing people stuff, like I've said a lot about it on Twitter, but for me, Batman will always be Kevin Conroy in the animated series. Like that's Batman for me. Yeah, and I used to like, because I mean, I guess Zach, you're on the cusp of that age group of the people who love the Burton Batman. Like, because my brother's like I think like a year or two older than you, and he's like, oh man, Keaton as Batman, like that's the best. And I'm like, no, that's
Keaton
bullshit.
was a good Bruce Wayne.
But I don't really like Keaton as Batman. That's all I'm gonna say. But I used to be way more of like a petulant asshole about that, because I would just be like, well, this is the way Batman should be, and that's what everybody's being right now. It seems like, where they're like, Zack Snyder doesn't understand Batman. It's like, no, he's just putting his own spin on it. It might not be the best spin on the character, right, but like it's all part of the same tapestry. Like there isn't one specific iteration of that character that's the definitive version. It's all of what you make of it. And that's the thing that, like, whenever there's any talk about any comic book movie, any comic property, it's like a lot of these characters have been around for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Like there are so many different incarnations of Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman over the past, I think Batman 75 was like last year. So like these characters have been around for like between 70 and 80 years.
Right.
Like there have been so many variations and iterations that it kind of like there's allowed to be variants. Like Batman can be a killer in one movie and then have a strict no kill rule in another, and that's okay.
And that stuff didn't even bug me. I mean, at all. I didn't think about it.
It's noticeable. But yeah. I think that Affleck brought a lot to that character, and I think that the way that he carried himself was consistent. It wasn't consistent with my view of Batman overall, but it was consistent with Batman in that movie.
I liked how he switched on Bruce Wayne when he needed to at that party.
Yep.
That was really cool. That's not something you see even Christian Bale really do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I loved seeing his Bruce Wayne. I would watch the fuck out of a solo Affleck Batman movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't like, just like Man of Steel, I didn't like the portrayal of Superman as this. He's brooding more than Batman.
the shitty thing is that I still really like Cavill as the character, but he's just been given such bad material.
Right. He makes a good Superman.
Yeah, like he's got the look, like, and even I think he's fine, like Clark Kent as like bumbling hipster. Like I think that works.
There should have been more of that, though. Like he's in the newsroom one time, and then he's
There
just
probably
not there
is
anymore.
in the half an hour that got cut out of the movie.
That's true.
What else is there? Yeah, Wonder Woman I thought was fantastic. I'm once again would watch the hell out of a Wonder Woman solo flick, and we're getting that confirmed. That's
We are.
filming right now, I think,
Yeah.
or filming. I don't know. Yeah, because I think that's coming out before. I think that's coming out like June next year.
Something like that.
Justice
Yeah.
League will be next fall.
I didn't every time Jesse Eisenberg was on screen, I wanted to stab myself with an ice pick.
I liked how ridiculous he was.
I thought it was awful.
It was probably the only fun that anyone had in that movie.
I mean, that's true, but Lex Luthor is not the Joker in the Social Network.
But he's not Lex Luthor. He's Lex Luthor Jr.
I've been spoiled by Clancy Brown. I understand that, but this was a step way in the other direction that made me crazy.
At least it's better than Kevin Spacey just trying to be Gene Hackman. Like,
but Kevin Spacey, again, just like Jesse Eisenberg, I guess, he was really having a good time.
yeah,
But Jesse Eisenberg was playing a different character.
but I think that I enjoyed him in the movie.
Okay.
Did I enjoy him
did
as
not.
Lex Luthor? Nah. But did I enjoy him in the movie? Yeah.
Mm.
He was he was a lot more Joker like in the way he carried himself, and I still I think that there's not a lot of good he doesn't have clear motivation in that movie.
No,
And
that's the other thing I was going
I
to
think
say.
if they solidified why he was evil and not have it be like the weird dark side tease or whatever.
Yeah.
If they gave him a more solid reason for it, I think it would have worked better. And I think that your complaints of oh, he wasn't even Lex Luthor. I think if you just gave him a reason to be evil, other than he's evil,
Right.
then I think that would have carried through. But they didn't really. He was just evil. Was you accept him as a villain.
And they
then
didn't explain how he gained knowledge of how that Genesis machine works, or how he got his name into the acceptance into the Genesis system.
Yeah.
Because he walked in the water and oh, Lex Luthor, what do you want to do today? He's like, let's make Doomsday. All right.
Yeah.
How did he know to cut his hand and put his blood in the water? I mean, that whole sequence just made no sense.
That's probably cut in the.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. And I liked the setups for the other heroes was so forced. It's like here are literal videos.
I did like the joke about
guys.
let's cut for the climax of this movie to trailers for 3 upcoming movies.
Right.
I did one thing that one of the only honest to God surprises for me in this movie was the Flash showing up in that time bubble, and I still think they kind of fucked that up because it took me until literally the end of that scene to be like, oh shit, that was the Flash.
Well, it's not Gustin Grant.
Yeah, it's whatchamacallit. It's Ezra Miller, who he showed up later in the security footage. But it took me the entire minute that he was in his little time bubble yelling at Bruce Wayne to be like, man, Lois, she's the key.
I didn't know. I thought that was maybe Robin or something.
I had no idea. It wasn't until I was just like, who could that be? I was like, oh, it's probably Time. That's a thing the Flash would do.
Yeah, they really if you're not familiar with what the Flash is capable of.
Yeah.
You would have no idea.
Yeah, and I think that I didn't hate it. Like that's what I keep on like. I don't know if I'm trying to convince myself or not that I hate it, but like there's stuff in Batman v Superman that I enjoyed. I think that there are decent seeds for the future. I just there's a part of me that wishes that Zack Snyder wasn't making Justice League.
Well,
Like
maybe. Yeah.
if it was just like we got Joss Whedon to do Justice League, I'd be like, all right, great, that movie will be fine.
Or Ben Affleck.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that would be better. Give him his Batman movie. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's weird. Like, just let's go back 10 years. like around when Snyder did that Dawn of the Dead remake, and like
Yes.
Affleck was coming off of Geely or whatever.
Right.
Let's just be like, hey man, in like a little more than 10 years, you're gonna want Affleck to direct a Batman movie and not Zack Snyder, and you'll be like, wait, Affleck directs? I knew he wrote Good Will Hunting, but like what?
Yeah.
But Affleck's a good director. Dude's made good movies.
Yeah, he
Give him
does.
a Batman movie. Let's go.
Yeah. I also thought it was weird that Gotham is like across the street from Metropolis.
And, I mean, it depends. Like, there's different incarnations of that. I think that Gotham, I think, is technically in Jersey in the DC canon.
Oh, really? I have no idea where either one of them
And
are.
I think that I think that they're. I'm trying to like. I don't even know, but like that. I mean, that's. You put the two cities next to each other, they can exist close by.
Yeah.
I know they're supposed to be. I think they might be kind of like there's like a DC Comics map.
Oh.
Like I've seen stuff like this. I mean, this isn't. It depends on whatever incarnation. That like there's. Oh, they have Metropolis in Delaware. What the hell?
Oh, God.
I don't know where this is from.
Somebody got it wrong.
Yeah, that's weird. Where the hell is Gotham? Like I know like what is it like Star City? I thought Star City was supposed to be like Seattle area, but I don't know.
Who knows?
That seemed wrong.
Yeah.
I think the only parts of the movie I liked were the Doomsday fight. I mean, and I liked Batman going to town on those thugs
Yeah.
to save Martha. I thought his fight with Superman was like so slow.
Okay, so there's a Google Maps thing. I don't know if this is official.
Ah,
There's a Google Maps thing that's saying that Metropolis is by Staten Island.
all right.
Gotham City's Gotham City's actually looks like Monmouth County. That's weird. Bloodhaven's in like Red Bank. This probably means nothing to people who don't live in New Jersey. But yeah, I don't know what to believe. But like I don't think it's that much of a stretch to have like them next to each other.
All right.
Because I think it's all. I mean, it's all. Even you see like the DC TV shows, even that like Star City and Central City seem to change distances between each other as the episodes go by. Like
Right.
sometimes they're right next to each other, sometimes they're a train ride away, sometimes they're hours away. Like
Yeah. That was just the first time I'd seen like because they showed the bat symbol in the sky from Metropolis and like, oh, it's right over there.
Don't put your light up in the sky.
God, it was so terrible. Next time they call Batman, don't go.
Yeah. Do you bleed? And he just pieces out. You will. Who are you saying this to? He's like, it's such a sick burn. I had to get it out.
So my recommendation to people is don't see it in theaters because it's like 4 hours long. See it on
but
DVD
close.
where you can pause it and pee or something.
I'll be honest, totally gonna see that director's cut because I'm just so damn curious.
Yeah,
Also a Packer player is in the movie.
right. You said that on Twitter.
Yeah, Amon Green. He's I think the team's leading rusher.
That
He
is
played on the
funny.
Packers from like 2000 to like 2008, something like that.
Wow.
And after he retired, I think he's like done like kind of background stuff in a couple movies. But Zack Snyder grew up in Green Bay, so that's like the one good thing about him.
Wow.
And then him and Amon Green, like apparently like Amon Green hung out on the set of Man of Steel. And then like when Batman v Superman happened, like in Almond Green, he was a big Batman fan, like very like I think he was nicknamed Batman when he played.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so then he played a thug, but then his scene got cut, but it's going to be in the director's cut.
In the very beginning of this movie, when Batman's saving that dude whose leg got caught under like a beam,
Yeah.
and he couldn't. He said, "I can't feel my legs." I turned to Gina and said, "It's Lieutenant Dan," and she laughed so hard.
Speaking of the beginning of the movie, you know how there's that photographer who just gets shot in the head?
That's apparently Billy Olsen.
Or Jimmy Olsen. Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen, for no reason.
Like, here's this beloved character. We threw him in as a joke. He's dead now.
But he's not named, so perhaps they can bring him back and say, "Oh, we didn't mean it."
Yeah.
He's a CIA operative too. It's so dumb.
But I think there's been stuff where like Jimmy Olsen has been. I think that's actually what he is on Supergirl.
I feel like Jimmy Olsen's died a lot too.
He can come back. He can always come back. Jimmy Olsen will be the Red Hood of this universe.
I liked when Superman's tailing Bruce Wayne in that party, and then he looks at the TV in the kitchen. Oh no, there's a fire in Mexico City. He's like, oh shit, I gotta go. I gotta save this one person in the window of a Mexico City fire. No wonder he never gets any work at the Daily Planet done.
Anyway,
that was all. Real quick, before we go, because I know we want to wrap it up. What do you think? How do you think Suicide Squad's looking?
I'll see it.
I'm really nervous about Jared Leto.
He's probably the part of that movie that I care the least about.
Yeah. I hope they don't make him a focus.
They probably will. Because people freaked out about Jared Leto.
I'm warming to what's her face as.
I like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn a lot.
I think the costume screams we're trying too hard, but it's fun.
It's the modern Harley costume for better or worse, which I don't like. Like I love the Harlequin outfit.
Yeah. That would never work in real modern. Yeah.
Although apparently I think there was an interview with her where she said that like she tried on an outfit like that, but then they ended up going with what they went with.
Oh.
But and like Will Smith is a good actor for the most part. He'll probably be very good as Deadshot. Like I'll see that movie. There hasn't really been anything that we've been shown that makes me be like, oh, it's gonna be crap.
That's true, but there's only been one trailer, I guess.
There's been two.
Oh, there've been two?
Yeah, there was like the Comic-Con footage, and then this one.
I missed that.
But I mean, it looks good. I'll see it.
I still need to see
Wonder Woman. Deadpool's very good. Way better than this movie. It's way better than Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
But Batman v Superman's gonna make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
We're all doomed.
It's the WrestleMania 32 of movies.
What, did that just set up a whole run of shitty movies?
Well, it's going to make a ton of money even if it looks questionable. Like they sold 85,000 seats at Jerry World for it already.
Wow.
So they're going to claim 100,000 in there.
Well, it won't be the best thing that happened at Jerry World.
Probably.
It won't be the best thing because that already happened in early 2011 when the Packers won the Super Bowl. We can end this show because we're not talking about video games anymore. You haven't been for a while.
Yeah.
Gina wants to go again, Neal. Gina wants to go this year.
We'll talk after the show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Thanks everybody for watching. I needed to give them a little tangent so I could write up the Hyrule Warriors Legend stuff. So there. And if you want to bug us on Twitter, I'm at Donald Mick. Neal is at Enron10, and Zach is at ZMiller1902. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.